Oh, hi, I'm here on Captiva Island off the coast of southwest Florida near Fort Myers. Hope your Christmas is as warm as mine. Merry Christmas. Um, Been here for a few days. I did prove my idea that when you've been pushing pretty hard trying to get some things done and you finally get a break, that your body sort of says, I'm going to catch up and crash and burn. So I've had the flu for a couple of days. Felt pretty bad, but feeling better. And here with my four children and then two of their spouses and a granddaughter and my wife and mom, and having a great time. So, hope you are too. And Merry Christmas. Anyway, did want to update you on things where I did finally get through all the papers, and I have notes that I have to transcribe and send to you with grades, and I'll do that in the next couple of days. So you'll be hearing from me on that. But I was very pleased, actually. I was pleased with the papers. I was pleased with some case studies that I saw that was done as the applications projects and might use them at some point in the future. And several very nice papers about movies and applying theories to what happens in movies. I might actually work on an essay about that and quote some of you and give you credit, and I'll let you know how that progresses. You know, it's interesting here on the island. All sorts of communication theories at play. You know, I said at the beginning of the course that there's nothing as practical as a good theory, but here we are with 11 family members crammed together in 2 cottages, and so a lot of interpersonal theory at play. New people to get to know as spouses come into our family. There's theories about how that takes place. There's theories about how we maintain those relationships, and of course, you know, Baxter and Montgomery say that relationships are complicated and messy, and even in the best of times, even in holiday times, you experience some of that, the tension that people have to be by themselves and to be with others, and you know, it's good sometimes to be able to step back and sort of say that I can see, you know, why that's working that way, and small group and group communication. I've stopped short of having public lectures here with the kids, but you know, we are in a small resort, very informal, owned by 3 brothers, and they have their systems and their ways of communicating things, and they have decisions to make about their business, and those decisions affect the way our family experiences this place. And actually, it's a great experience. And theory could explain some of the reasons why that's the case here. And of course, media is less of an issue. There's a TV in the cottage, but we don't turn it on. And there's newspapers, but on vacation I don't pick it up. But, you know, there's no telephones, which is interesting. And yet there's wireless internet in these cottages, which is also interesting. And most of our experience right now of what's going on in the world is coming through the internet. And media theories have something to say about that and how that affects the way that we understand and view the world. Of course, there's intercultural theories and cross and gender theories, obviously, at play. My son's traveling with a friend from Sweden, and you know, that's a different culture and a different gender. So there's, you know, lots of opportunities to learn about communication with people. And of course, being in the South is a different culture, at least in the South where I grew up, and the South as I experienced. You know, I spent 4 hours the other day looking for smoked mullet, which is something that all the people that move down here probably don't care anything about, but it means a lot to me. And the pace and the rate and the talk and a lot of things of the natives are something that my sons, who were raised in Michigan, find well, quaint. Anyway, you know, we all have to learn how to work through these things, and communication theory helps explain what's happening, and sometimes it helps predict what will happen, and sometimes it gives us insight into what to do and how to do it better. So I hope that's been your experience this semester, and that you've learned some things that'll be good for you to know and think about and do. I do want to say, as part of this Christmas greeting, that this isn't my best experience as a teacher in an online class, just from the standpoint of some personal challenges here with the administration and and things that I'm trying to work through to get a better program going. But we were kind of surprised pleasantly with the number of students into this class. But because of that, I hired someone else to do the discussion boards. And while I'm not as in it as I don't do as much interaction in an online course as some professors, I usually do quite a bit more than this. And so I'm sorry I didn't have that opportunity with you. I hope to see some of you in another class. I'm teaching the Writing as Vocation class next semester, and if you're in that, you'll find me showing up a little bit more often, at least in the basis of conversation. You've been a patient class because I've had so much to do. I haven't had much luck in getting it done in a timely manner. We're making some progress on some staffing issues at the college that I think will relieve some of the stuff I've been doing. And we continue to want to improve the experience that you have in this graduate program, but I hope that this has been worth your time and worth your money, and that you go away and think deep thoughts and whatever. I do want to close just with a reminder about the season. The Scripture tells us that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, the glory of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. The Word became flesh is a fascinating idea for us from a communication perspective. The Bible tells us that those that come to Him, those that come to God, must believe that He is, and that He's a rewarder of them that diligently seek Him. And that's all about communication, a God who speaks to us, and a God to whom we can speak in a personal way. Pretty amazing, really, and part of how we're designed and part of why we're designed that way. But the Christmas story, of course, is that the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, and it was full of grace and truth. And, grace and truth are just such powerful, powerful things in our lives. Truth, of course, helps point us in the right direction, helps us understand things, helps us sort things out, and it kind of corrects us sometimes and judges us sometimes, and yet all in all it frees us, as Christ said. And I wouldn't want to live in a life where we couldn't experience truth, and certainly Christ Himself claimed to be that truth, and is, of course, that truth. My favorite part of that verse is that grace, full of grace and truth. Grace is just so amazing. It's all about how God calls us, knows us, loves us, saves us. Everything that we experience in God is a result of His grace, and at Christmas we're reminded of that. I hope you're reminded of it today and tomorrow with your families and with others that you love. And I will hope to see you again in another class in a couple of days, and we'll be starting on, I think, about the 23rd or 25th or something. I don't know. Look it up on the web. A few days before the end of January, we'll be back in class. Hope you're signed up and registered for whatever you're going to be taking. If I can help you, I'll actually be in Ireland for a couple of weeks with some students, but I'll have access to email, so please feel free to email me. And Lord bless you and those you love. Merry Christmas.